One of the easiest platforms to perversion is reading romance novels. And I say this because I was 14, 15, reading 50 Shades of Grey. I want you to do with that information what you will. But I was 15, reading 50 Shades of Grey, reading about Sylvia Day's novels. I don't even remember Gabriel's Redemption, those type of things. And it did a number on my mind. And so I wouldn't want to come on here and lie to you. This is a lived experience. It is still such a struggle to detach from the things that I read in those novels, even after a couple of months of not having to read them. Romance novels will foster your addiction. It will foster your addiction to some fictionary man. Every single man that you meet, you are going to compare them to what Christian Grey has done for, what is her name? I don't know. You're going to compare what they're doing, whether they open the door for you, whether they do this or do that or do the other one, to your fictionary character. It blurs the line in your brain. At some point, your brain forgets to remember that this is actually fiction. This is actually a figment of somebody's imagination and not real life. I'm telling you that reading romance novels will foster your addiction. It will ruin your relationships. It will ruin you mentally. I would literally prefer to be in my room and read. Reading romance novels is a form of escapism. When you don't like the way your life is, when you don't like the life that you're living, when you don't like your life on earth, you use these stories to escape into another dimension. It can be good in the sense that if you read something good, you can actually picture something good. But imagine the part where I was reading all this smart, dark romance, mafia, all of these things. Just imagine what it was doing to my brain. So I say all that to say this: reading romance novels, it tweaks your brain. It makes you escape from reality. It takes you away from reality. And that is not the kind of life that a Christian should be living. We should be mindful at all times. We should be present at all times. Present, because if you read these novels and you've escaped, the chances of you coming back in time to be able to pray and read the word and meditate and worship is slim to none, because you are going to spend every minute that you're away from that novel waiting from the time where you're going to go back into that dimension of escape. That was what reading romance novels did to my mind. I didn't want to work. I was living in some fantasy land, waiting for some man to come and save me for a very long time. Even if I wouldn't come out and say with my mouth that I was waiting for someone, I was actually waiting for Prince Charming to come and spend all the bands on me. That is what reading a romance novel does to you. A romance novel disconnects you from reality. You begin to compare the things that you've read in this novel to what is happening in real life. And 9 times out of 10, those things are not real. Those things are not real. How many men do you know that has the money to spend and spend and spend on you? And how many of them are actually Christian men? Because let's be factual, except you want to marry a man that does not know God, I'm not going to hold you. But if you know that you want to marry a man that knows God, then you need to realize that romance novels are doing you more harm than they're doing you good. My experience on what reading it did to me over the years: I was 14 reading this kind of things. I was 15 reading this kind of things. Let's just say that I've spent a chunk of 10 to 11 years reading romance novels, and I'm just now starting to rewire my mind. If you haven't treaded that path, I will tell you not to tread it. But if you feel like you want to tread it and find out, check it out and find out. But as a Christian, I don't think Christians should read romance novels. It blurs the line of reality. It takes you away. You live in some la la land. And let's not forget the daydreaming. It fostered daydreaming in my life. I was daydreaming of men. Like, it was so bad. I had a full-on episode in my head. I would write, like, I would think about this scene, and then probably when I'm about to sleep, I'll pull out the scene, think on it, put it back. During the course of the day, I'm crafting new scenes of things that are going to happen to me, and it disconnected me from reality. It impacted my dating life, because I didn't want to have to talk with these dusties when the man in my head was doing all the right things. That is what reading romance novels will do to you. So it is your choice to decide, is this the path that I want to toe, or is this not the path that I want to toe? But I would advise you not to tow it, because what you haven't tasted is always easier to abandon than what you have tasted and stopped.